Hello, I'm just coming on here to do a quick read for this new moon that we have in Aries. This is not really going to touch much on coronavirus. If you want to know my take and my spirit's take on coronavirus, I would go to the article that I just wrote for Grown. It was about spring equinox and it felt timely to touch on it there. There's also a ritual, a glamour bath, like a glamour bath that I love to take. And as well as a floor wash for those of you who are newly working from home or launching creative projects or entrepreneurs and who could use a little bit of a burst or boost in your business. So there's a floor wash and a glamour bath in there, as well as my takes on coronavirus. This article, however, well, this video is about the new moon. And if coronavirus comes up, I'm not going to not talk about it, but I feel like every spiritualist that I know at this point has touched on it. Everyone has kind of given their opinion and their take. I have given my opinion and my take in that article for Grown. So please look there. If you're seeing this video tonight, it means that you are a patron of mine. So thank you. Thank you to all my new patrons. Thank you to everybody who is supporting me on a consistent basis. For those of you who are seeing this Tuesday, because today's Monday, that means that you are not yet a patron, or you're seeing it twice because you can't get enough Satara, in which case, thank you again. But if you'd like to support me in a more consistent way, if you want to work a little bit closer, and if you're a fan of lamp service and new moon services, then you'll want to sign up for one of my tiers on Patreon, just because that will allow you to work with me in a more intimate way, see things, including new music releases. Those are coming sooner than later. Right, and they'll be on Patreon first. So that is that on that. I want to jump a little bit into the reading and see what these spirits have to say. Stay hydrated. I'm using cards today just because it felt like a cards day. I'm not using anything fancy or special. Those of you who know me know that I don't always use tools when I read, but when I do, you probably will see me with like your good old bicycle deck, right? I also use dice. Sometimes I use no tools at all, though I light it up, smoke a cigar or a spliff because I live in a legal state, and get to reading, right? But today we're using cards. Okay. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of what we do not see. Let me shuffle. I'm back. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of what we do not see. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of what we do not see. Ooh, hey, y'all. Are we okay to open? Yes. I love when they cooperate with me. Okay, so I'd like to pull 3 cards about this current upcoming new moon in Aries. It is Chiron. Well, it conjuncts Chiron. For those of you who are astrologers, feel free to explain what that means. You guys know better than me. But Chiron is a pressure point, and so I'm interested to see what these dead folks have to say. I'm looking for 3 pieces of advice for us in this new moon. 3 pieces of advice. I'll show each of the cards and then go through them individually. All right. Both of those cards have to do with money. And really, I'll say that all 3 of those cards have to do with money, but I'll explain in a minute. So the first one that we pulled is 6 of Diamonds. For those of you who read, feel free to make your own interpretation of this. I will give mine. 6 of Diamonds is about community and community money and community innovation. For those of you who are shopping Black businesses, please patron Black businesses, artists, and creators at this time. This talks about turning to your community when things get hard. Now, as you guys know, I'm a Black person, so my work is focused around Black liberation work, hoodoo, conjure, root work, and even my music, high key, is Black liberation work, specifically around Black women, femmes, non-binary identifying people. Those are just the intersections that I stand at and that I enjoy speaking about. So when I'm giving my dollars to someone, this is most likely who it is going to be. You give your money to your community appropriately. This also talks about innovation. We are entering the age of Aquarius, right? Aquarius folks, air sign folks, stand up. This is about innovation. I touched a little bit in that article that a lot of the reason around this pause is because the systems that we are used to working in will no longer work. Those of you who are innovating, now is your time. Those of us who are looking to innovation should be crediting the people who are creating and supporting them with our dollars and our finances. We will be better for it. This is also talking about your trust in traditional systems. Those of you who are used to your banks and your economy things moving well, now is the time to get back to your old school things. A susu pot, right? Some way that we are spreading wealth amongst each other in our community so that when things start to fall apart, I don't want to scare y'all, but things are shifting. And sometimes to shift, they need to fall apart. That there is money in the community. This is also talking about helping each other, not just money, but resources. So borrow a cup of borrow a cup of sugar from a neighbor after you're done self-isolating and stay 6 feet away. This next one I've been harping on with my clients about. This is Jack of Spades, and it is talking about spiritual work. And you as the conjure doctor, you as the conjurer, you as the conjure man or woman, conjure person, right? We have been given an opportunity, especially those of us who are not working in a traditional sense any longer, right? Listen to me, because not everyone has the ability to be at home. So some of you are complaining about the ability to be at home when a lot of people wish they were at home. So do set out a light and some water and a prayer for those who don't get to be in the leisurely space of their home. But for those of us who do, we are getting a wonderful opportunity to get our spiritual house in order. Your spiritual baths, have you been trouble keeping them on schedule? Do them now. Your elevations for your ancestors, do them now. If you have a spiritual space to organize it now. Set up your rituals for the year. We just passed the astrological new year, right? This is the new year in terms of the earth and earth cycles. It's spring. This is the time to start. Do your rituals, do your works, do your things. Focus on your healing. Focus on yourself. Focus and lean into your power. On a note that's not about conjure and not about craft. This is about leaning into your creative gifts and power. If this was tarot, it would be giving me the big magician energy, right? Like you are the one. You are the person who's going to accomplish your goals and your dreams. Nobody else. You do need to be in community, as we saw in that last card. But no one is going to give you your life but you. If you want something, you must work for it. That's that on that. And our last card, our last piece of ancestral advice. Hold on, let me drink my water. Got to stay hydrated. It's to get some sun and move your body. Yes and no. That is kind of what this says. This card, 8 of Diamonds. Mind you guys, I don't read traditionally. So I read with what my spirits say, which means the 8 of Diamonds has general meaning and energy that is across the board. But generally I read with my dead folks. I'm a medium. So just because I pull 8 of Diamonds in this deck and say that it means focus on your health, the way that you're managing your energy, does not mean that I will pull 8 of Diamonds next week and that's what it'll mean. So you really do need to catch me and catch my drift. But this 8 of Diamonds here is talking about your health. A lot of us are self-isolating. A lot of us are in the home. LA has done safer at home. That does not mean don't get outside. It means be outside responsibly and safe. You still need sun on your body. You still need fresh air. You still need to go outside and hike or breathe, all of those things. This also talks about exercising and working out. Some of you need to move your body or else you will get crazy. You'll go crazy. So this is talking about avoiding the stir crazies, avoiding anxiety by moving your body, investing in your health, taking your supplements, drinking your water, staying on top of those things because you'll need them. Yes? Simple. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, because y'all spirits have been on me about it, is how to set a reversal. Because as I was sitting to record this video, my dead people were like, please tell these people how to set a reversal, because some of you guys need to be doing it. Reversals are about sending away any craft, sorcery, negative energy, evil eye, jealousy, grossness that has been sent in your direction by these haters. By your boss at your job, by your cousin who pretends she like you but always talking about you, whoever it is, and by enemies known and unknown. When you're setting your reversals, be clear to say enemies known and unknown. Reversals are simple though. You will need a glass. I use this one, it's a mason jar glass. I would advise whatever cup you use for your reversals, you don't also eat and drink out of. Generally, we don't want to use the tools that we use for spiritual work to eat and drink, but just that's my thing. Keep your reversal glass to yourself. A plate. I like this plate, it's kind of flat. I would get a plate that doesn't have like a bunch of ridges in it, right? You will need water, cold water, salt, and bleach. I did not bring those things here because I'm not actually setting a reversal. So, in this glass, you're gonna put your cold water, your sea salt or your table salt, and your bleach. You can use something a bit more caustic, but those are my basics for just a basic reversal. And you are going to put them in a cup. Oh, Nagara just mentioned me on Twitter. Love you. Hi, Nagara. Shout out Nagara if you guys know her. She's my fave. Right? Put your cold water, your salt, and your bleach in this cup. Take your plate. Put your plate on top. So now if you got liquid in here, pretend I have liquid. It's all trapped and you flip it like that. Right? If you're fast and smart, especially if you're using a mason jar, a small one like this, it should hold tight and there shouldn't be much spilling. Again, this is empty. I would not advise holding it like this on a regular, but your salt, your bleach, and your cold water will be trapped in here. Next, you need black candles. I like to run my reversals for 3 days leading up to the new moon. So get you a black candle. You're gonna light that bitch. Y'all light it, right? Use the wax, stick the wax on top like this, and use it to stick the candle, right? So it should look like this. I'm trying to balance, excuse my shaky hands, right? You're gonna say your prayer of general reversal, removal, revocation of any negative energy, any jealousy, any bad intention sent to you from any direction, by any means, at any time, by enemies known and unknown. Make sure that you say, I dropped it. Y'all get the gist. Make sure that you say enemies known and unknown because y'all don't know everybody. And you want your spirits to be thorough in this work. I like to set reversals on the new moon regularly. I advise some of my clients do the same thing, 3 days leading up to the new moon at least, or 3 days after. But do reversals whenever you feel icky. They should be a part of your spiritual hygiene routine. Okay, much love to you guys. Hugs and light and joy and sunshine and all of those good things. And I am praying that all of your enemies are squished and destroyed.